lot of these buildings, I recognize the one on the corner.
Take a stroll downtown with the mayor. Must feel good walking these sidewalks.
Oh, it does. Brings back a lot of memories. And I'm glad we've been able to rebuild it and keep it a vibrant downtown.
And you will walk back in time.
This bank building, my dad worked there 1938. Right out of high school, his first job, professional job, Patrick's. I worked there when I was a kid. It was a drugstore, sporting goods. The Pastime Tavern, that was one of the hangouts for the 20-somethings. Go in there and have a beer, the tin top bar, the jars with pickled eggs, all that stuff. It was marvelous.
And then there's that downtown centerpiece.
Looked all over the country to get ideas, the cutouts, the crosswalks. And so I said, I want an arch.
He and the city got that arch in 2009.
You guys and all the other news people, almost invariably, when they tell a story about Redmond, they will start with their B-roll with the arch. Yeah. So it fulfilled the role that I wanted it to fill, which is an icon.
There's more, of course, the new City Hall in the old school building, continuing expansion at RDM, open space for public gatherings.
Our actual anniversary was July 2nd, 2010, the 100th year. So we finished and dedicated the park that day. And then subsequent to that, we bought this property and made it part of the civic look that goes from City Hall all the way to downtown.
But this is what he'll remember most fondly, he says, Hope Playground.
If you go up and look at some of the fixtures, there's some Braille.
Revolutionary, fully accessible for kids of all abilities.
This park had 3 mothers that came to council and said, we need to do something to provide a great community asset. So we listened. Well, that's our job, or at least certainly part of our job is to listen to the people.
No, George didn't do it all himself, and he is quick to credit city managers and staff, Parks and Rec, revolving councils over the years. But he is also frankly proud of having had his hands in most of it.
Well, let's see. There was a rock pile here when I got here. Now there's a park. So you tell me. Yeah, I feel very good about where Redmond is and where we've been and where we're going.
Redmond, he says, is constantly chasing growth.
When I became mayor, we were at about 25,000 people. The last numbers, we saw 36,000. So that's been quite a change.
He sees that growth continuing and forcing difficult decisions.
We're going to have to start thinking differently about how we use water.
He does have a few regrets. Would have liked to see the Highway 97 South End redesign completed on his watch.
It's going to be about a $50 million bill when all is said and done.
And better access to a huge plot of land for development southeast of town.
I've been trying to encourage the quarry interchange to the south of Redmond. We got that 960 acres down there through the state, but there's no ready access to it.
Along the way, there have been controversies, like when a Confederate battle flag flew on a 4th of July parade float, drawing national attention and condemnation in many circles. City Hall's response was a collective shrug, which the mayor defends to this day.
The position I've taken is, look, I fought for you. I bled for you. I have a Purple Heart. I was wounded in combat to defend the rights of this country. The First Amendment to me is sacred. The fact that somebody flies a flag that I don't particularly like takes second place.
All of that aside, he dearly loves a parade, especially this time of year.
Thousands of people. It's cold down here, Everybody's bundled up and, the floats are throwing candy and the kids are all excited and Santa Claus is at the end of the parade and we go light up the tree. Those are what make a community, or as we say, that's what makes Redmond, Redmond.
7 terms in office, a seemingly endless succession of ribbon cuttings and dedications, council chamber gatherings, donut-eating championships, so many hands to shake and pancakes to serve, a time of big checks and bad winters, all bookended by a historic recession and a historic pandemic.
is not a substitute for maintaining 6 feet social
Has it really
distance.
been any fun at all, being on the hot seat?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I wouldn't have done this if it weren't fun, really.
And what's next, says the soon-to-be ex-mayor, is a lot more free time and the open road.
I've been in 49 states, but I've never been to North Dakota. So that's on my bucket list. So I'm going to go to North Dakota next summer.
In Redmond, I'm Alan Schaffler, Central Oregon Daily News.